All right, you guys. This is Kail, and we're having Coffee Convos Podcast here from Slow.
San Luis Obispo.
Is it Louis or Louis?
Luis.
Pismo Beach. No one does all that. Pismo Beach, y'all.
Well, everyone keeps calling it Slow, and we're just like, it feels so weird to be like, hey, we're in Slow.
I've been here my whole life, and people don't call it that.
They don't call it that? What do they call it?
Pismo. It's Pismo Beach. Even though there's San Luis Obispo and Pismo are like not the same, Pismo is like the general area. So when you say San Luis, people usually are like, huh? But if you say, I'm going to Pismo Beach, people know that you're riding the dunes, people associate things with Pismo. So people, I've never heard, I'd be like, SOO, bitch, where's that?
Did we even announce that we were having Ashley on?
Okay, no, we're keeping all of that. Surprise, we have a guest for you. We have Ashley from Teen Mom 2, and we're so excited to have you, and we hope that you guys love this episode. We've actually been talking here for like a whole hour already.
We have.
Just not a recorded hour.
Not a recorded hour because it was not,
the tea was hot.
Not for work.
Not safe for work. NSFW.
Right.
NSFW.
What?
It's like where people send like nudes or whatever, and they're like NSFW underneath it, like not safe for work. Like people used to do that on Snapchat. Did you never hear about that?
No, ma'am.
It's like don't open it because it's like not safe for work.
No.
The conversation was not safe for work.
Well, this episode probably won't be safe for work either. So anyway, thanks for coming out here.
Thanks for asking me.
There's so many things that I want to talk about, and first I want to start by saying that technically we're not even supposed to have Ashley on the podcast, which we just went into detail about off the podcast, but MTV's not happy about it, and we're gonna record about it anyway.
So I actually asked Ashley to be a guest on Coffee Convos Podcast, and I do most of the guest scouting for Coffee Convos Podcast, and Kail normally doesn't have really anything to do with it. And so would you agree that I did most of the communication with you?
Yes.
So yeah, so here we are, and we
Why
said
do I always get in trouble?
we said that at 1:30 we were going to be podcasting, and we were here at 1:30 to be podcasting. So welcome to Coffee Convos Podcast.
Okay, so catch us up. I'm not on, so this will air Thursday. I was not on Tuesday's episode. Like, what's going on with you and Bar? How is that all going? Like, where are you at?
Do you want like coordinates? I don't know.
Yes, coordinate. I want to know exactly where you're at. Coordinates.
You know what? People don't understand Bar and I, but Bar and I have been homeless together. We've been through so much together that we're just trying to make it fucking work. Okay,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
we both grew up without biological fathers, and so like I think that's why even though we go through so much crazy shit, we push to give our daughter something better because we both. I mean,
y'all know what it's like.
Fucked up, so
Yeah,
we're trying not to do that,
mm-hmm.
and so that's just where we are. I mean, figuring it out day by day because we don't have no idea what we're fucking doing.
Yeah. Well, we saw that you got engaged on the show. That's so exciting.
Third time, yeah, maybe it's a charm.
Wait, y'all have been engaged 3 times?
Yes.
Wait, what? Okay, wait. I've got a couple of questions. So back up for a second.
Okay.
You and Bar have been homeless together.
We have.
Can you have you shared any of that?
I have not.
Before?
I don't think people know. When I got pregnant, we were living in a trap house. There was no running water. There was no electricity.
I literally had chills.
Yeah. And he was doing his best entrepreneurial things.
Yep.
To keep us, going. But I just had to tell my mom, like, Mom, I couldn't even warm up food. Like, there was nothing. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, you guys come on back. But there was a point where Bar and I were at our lowest low, sleeping, in the cold together because we didn't even have heat. And so we were together trying to get the body heat going between us. And that's what kept us going. And no one knows about that, So that's why we have something so deep, is because when I couldn't do it and when I was pregnant, he was doing it. He was taking me to school and still making it work. And we didn't even have a roof over our heads.
Yeah.
And he was
like
still like, go to school. You're gonna you're gonna be who you want to be, even if I have to sacrifice me to make it work for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, struggle now so that you don't have to later, right?
Yeah.
Like that's,
Absolutely.
and I think that that's the part that's missing from Teen Mom is like, I think right now, the show's been going on for so long, longer than any of us ever expected. I wish that they put more emphasis on our lives before the show because it would explain a lot of who we are today. And I don't think that they filmed, you know, I met my sister and my dad when I was 17 and 18 years old, right? So like nobody knows what I went through before that. And same for you. Like they don't focus on that. And I wish that they would because it would give people something, and something to resonate with. And I didn't know that about you. So I definitely think that they should focus on these things because that is so relatable.
And I feel like that explains so much about your relationship when you see it today, that there is like an undeniable connection with you guys because you have been through like the dark parts of life together.
Much. I mean, people don't know that when I was stripping, I felt so bad about myself. Like I felt like this is where you are. You know, I come from, you know, my grandfather's a psychology professor. My grandma was the first Black woman to work in Major League Sports. So they are very pro-Black, pro-education, you know, and me stripping, oh my God, with the hood rat from the hood, oh my God. My grandparents literally were like, we're never, I mean, you're out of our will. I mean, good luck, bitch. You know what I'm saying? For real. And so when I was stripping, I wasn't talking to any of my family. We were in Vegas with his mom and things were going crazy. And it was Bar that kept me like, you know, you're somebody. And if you want to fucking quit and you want to do, you know, it was him that was there. And that was the darkest time of my life. Right. And so just because people see things about Bar doesn't mean that I have to put him in the disposal, you know? Yeah. I mean, we've been through the fucking ringer, dude. We've been through the fucking ringer.
And I feel like when you also have a child with someone, that there is an undeniable like bond with that person, whether you want to have it or whether you don't. You're connected to that person for life. It's not 18 years, you know, it's not.
It's life.
I want to say too that I read on your story something about, you said something along the lines of people not understanding your relationship. And I resonated with that. One, because I think as women in the public eye, we're expected to kind of take what people say and act on it. And it's like all of these people that are watching the show or watching your social media want you to do something, and if you're not going to do it, then they don't understand it. But it's not for anyone else to understand. At the end of the day, they're not fucking you, feeding you, financing you, and you're really doing your best. Like I can't understand I don't know. I think if they focused more on the why and the when and the how, like all along, they would have a lot of content to fucking film.
I think that's true. And also on the other hand of that, I think that, you know, people are very opinionated about our lives and what we do. But if I put a camera in your room 24 hours a day, when you were your youngest, trying to figure it out, having a baby, you know what I'm saying, with no support. Kail, you had no support. Right. I watched. You had no support, okay? Right. And then you have the world judging how you do this with no support. I mean, fuck off. If you put a camera in their life, in their room, I mean, God, but what would we see?
The problem is that they say, oh, it comes with the territory. But I don't think any of us...
Sorry, bleep that. You're just a bitch.
No, we don't have to bleep nothing.
Me being a celebrity or whatever you want to call it has nothing to do with you coming at me like I'm less than or not a human. Right. Now, if I come to your page like, God damn, bitch, you're fat and your baby is ugly as fuck, you're going to be like, why would you say that? Oh, it's the territory. You posted a picture of your ugly ass baby daddy, so it gave me permission.
Not the ugly baby daddy.
The ugly baby daddy.
Damn, people really be saying my baby daddy's got ugly baby mom. Like, people say that.
Girl, you got a fat ass. I've seen it, okay? I know why she got them kids.
I'm the ugly baby mom.
Girl, bye.
It's fine.
Okay, Ashley. So, moving on from Kail's chunky hiney. Fanny, whatever you want to call it.
Hiney. Okay, Lindsie. And yes, it needs to be. Chunky hiney. Yeah. How do you spell hiney?
So Hiney.
Perfect. I'm having it made.
So moving on from that, can you catch us up from when you left Young and Pregnant to being on Teen Mom 2? Because that's the last time we had you on the podcast, you were still on Young and Pregnant.
Yes. So basically, I don't know what the fuck happened with Young and Pregnant.
Is it still a show? Or
I'm
you don't
pretty
know?
sure.
It is. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's coming back.
Okay.
But it just took them like forever to like do whatever they were gonna do with that.
Right.
And I think the Young and Pregnant ended off with me dating this other guy. You know what I'm saying? Me and Bar were not together. I was still living with my mom. And so that's like completely not where I am anymore. But it's, people don't understand. It's been a year. TV time seems quicker, but it's been like a year and a half.
Right.
Since you've last seen me. So I would hope that I'm not in the same place.
Right.
But for the slow people out there, it's been a year and a half. Bar and I have gotten back together. Oh my God. And we're doing okay.
Yeah.
We're not.
Your ring is on your finger. And like I was saying earlier, like you really ride or die for him. Like I think people expected her to call off the engagement because of shit that was going on. Yeah. Like what the hell? You fucking ride or die.
I mean, listen, here's the thing. I might not deal with Bar the way that people want me to or how you think, or maybe you don't see it. Mm-hmm. But that's my man. So if the respectful thing to do is to chew his ass out in our bedroom off camera.
With the doors closed.
That's the respectful thing to do. It's not for me to get on Instagram and to give a fucking show to people who are going to log in while the show is going, and then they don't give a fuck once it's over. You know what I'm saying? They're just here for the tea, and they're just here to carry the tea. So, I mean.
Because I feel like last time we had you on, Bar came with you, but I think that y'all might not have been together.
No, they weren't.
But he was there supporting you. He was there supporting you, and y'all
like Bar.
were hanging. So I don't know. I think that says a lot about your relationship with him.
We have been since we got together. We haven't been apart for more than like a week, and that's a serious amount of time.
Wow. So you leave Young and Pregnant. You're now on Teen Mom 2. Tell us about the transition, what it looked like, how you felt when they told you that you were going to be on Teen Mom 2, and all of like the emotions that were involved in that. Because this is like a girl gang, you know?
Yes. Yeah. I was nervous.
You were nervous?
I was nervous.
Wait, can I just say one thing? So they had randomly, like on a shoot that I was filming, they were like, we're just going to have you like talk about, like do a quick diary cam about like Ashley moving to Teen Mom 2. And I was like, wait, did they announce that? Like they decide, like what's, and it really didn't feel genuine to me. So I did not do the diary cam, but I said they were like, okay, well then can you FaceTime her? And I was like, well, that also doesn't really feel genuine. I said, but if, you know, I'll fly out there. Like I was like, I'll come, I'll do a California trip. I'll do whatever. I can get work done out here. I'll go meet up with her. That feels natural to me because I feel like we don't really FaceTime. Yeah. So but I was all for it. Like I will say I had like a little bit of a thing with Jade.
That's not how it all went down. You can get back to the Jade thing in a second, but that's not how it all went down. We said when we found out.
Bring it up, girl.
That's not how it all went down. You said that you weren't going to film the diary cam because prior to that, there was rumor that Ashley was going to come on, and we asked if we could cover it the same way we covered Jade.
Yes. You're right. So I said, if I asked, you're right. I asked, like, if Ashley's coming on, like, can we interview her for Coffee Convos? And like, that can be the announcement because I know if I asked you, I think you would have came on. It would have been like an organic and natural transition instead of feeling like get on a diary cam when you're just now telling me, but you guys couldn't confirm the rumors to us before. Like, I like Ashley. I don't have any problems with Ashley. Like, make it organic and real and like crossover and like do something fun, not something fucking weird. And then they stopped pressing me for it. But I will say, like, I wasn't too thrilled about Jade coming on at first because of the way that they went about telling us. Right. It wasn't necessarily her. It was just the way that they go about things it's very weird and not natural.
And then I think it also goes back to what's been said before when, you know, originally I guess the first girl to leave the franchise was Farrah, right? And then there's like another girl that's going to come in on.
I thought I almost threw up.
Are you okay, Ashley?
I almost threw up.
Is Ashley okay? You guys, Ashley is.
And she was like, hold on.
It just was like, it was hiding in my throat. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Lindsie. Keep going.
So, Ashley almost threw up on my floor. And then so back to the story, Farrah was the first girl that left the franchise, I guess, and then they replaced her. And I think that that's where emotions like started getting high. There's territory in with girls, you know, like girls are just very territorial, and bringing someone new on that hasn't gone the journey with you and gone the mile, it makes it really weird. And then I think also the thing went back with Jade was that she was in a different life phase than a lot of the other girls on the show, like the original girls of Teen Mom 2. So the age gap was a little weird. And I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there was a worry that it wouldn't be like a seamless fit because she was in a different life phase than the other girls.
I can agree with all of that. And I also feel like we don't ever want to feel replaceable, and it almost was like we feel replaceable, you know,
like cycle them in, cycle them out.
Right. And so I actually want to clarify something else before we like move on, but you know, Chelsea deciding to leave the show and having you come on, I also feel like where it didn't feel like someone was forced out to have you on. So like I also liked that she chose to leave, and then they asked you like, do you feel comfortable moving? So that all felt good to me. I just wish that they didn't feel so secretive, because like I said, if we do crossovers or like show up on Jersey Shore, you know, filming shoots, like random shit like that, and like you do power in numbers, right? Like I just think it makes sense, and I wish that they would be more transparent so that we can all be on the same page at the same time.
This is an unedited clip of Coffee Convos podcast. I mean, not that we're ever scripted. Literally, somebody asked us one day, what's the script of our podcast or whatever, like what are the topics that we were going to talk about. Actually, it was today, I'm not even gonna lie, it was this morning, as I'm sitting here lying, and Kail was like, there's no script, like this is just like off the cuff, we just talk about stuff, so whatever comes up at the moment comes up at the moment, and it's not going to be a forced conversation.
I can attest to that. I have not greenlighted any questions or any topics.
Oh, did you want us to send you questions?
I'm here. Listen, bitch, I'm here for the good time. I mean, give it to me, you know.
Ashley got a mango white claw.
I had a mango white claw, so I'm a little testy.
I love it so much. So you come on to Teen Mom 2. Tell us the emotions behind all of that.
Yes, I was nervous initially because not that I really cared about Jade and Brianna, but
just keep it 100.
No, I'm just keeping it 100. Yeah. You and Leah have been here for years, okay? So I was concerned that, again, you guys were gonna feel like you guys keep bringing in these girls who haven't been really here as long as we have, and given what we have given, and making us feel like we're replaceable. So that's why when I did all that around Chelsea, if you notice, I said I'm not replacing her.
Right.
She can't be replaced. 12 years. I mean, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm just here, I'm just happy to be a part, because I've been watching you since before I was having sex. So, you know, it's a starstruck aspect, and it's like I don't want to come in feeling like I'm running shit. I'm just happy to be here, and I don't want to say I'm replacing Chelsea. Right. Chelsea just chose to move on.
Yeah. There wasn't a replacement. I think that that's what a lot of people have missed, you know, that the girl wasn't replaced. It was just there was another spot on the show that is now available, so it's a new story.
Yeah, 100%. She chose to move on, right? And so I'm here, but I didn't want to go about saying I'm replacing her, you know, because that insinuates that she's replaceable, right? And I feel like the show, you guys have built it up for all these years, and it wouldn't be what it would be if you guys haven't given what you have given over all these years. So for me to come in and be like, I'm a replacement, this is not the Bad Girls Club, babe. Right. Okay, we're here for longer than a summer. Yeah. And let's put some respect on the name. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, I was concerned, and also with me not being able to be fully transparent about the move until, you know, it's announced, I felt like I was kind of lying to people, and it put me in a...
Well, I asked you. I flat out asked her.
Wait, didn't I ask you too? And I feel like Ashley... Like she didn't confirm or deny. No, you didn't confirm or deny.
I think I just liked yours and sent you hearts or something like that.
I'm pretty sure she just liked the comment.
Oh, I said I can't confirm or deny.
Yes.
But I understood. I just I just wish that we could have all been on the same page at the same time, because when we can get together and like talk about things, like people love a good fucking crossover. Why are we not doing that? Like, make it organic, make it real. Let's have fun. Let's get the kids together. Let's talk about what it's going to be like for you to join Teen Mom 2. Me and Leah get together and have you come over to the East Coast and, you know, do shit. You know what I mean? I just think that would be so much more fun. I think it would be cool for people to see us interact in more than just like one scene or a reunion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like you made a good point before we started recording. I wish it was recorded initially when you said if, we worked at Target, for example, everybody's not going to necessarily hang out outside of work. And I think that's a very good point when you have, what is it called? Like a collective cast or like an ensemble cast that you live in completely different parts of the United States. You're not hanging out with each other on, every Friday night. And you're seeing each other like one time a year, but still you're going to gel and click with some girls and you're not going to with others. And that doesn't mean that there has to be contention. That doesn't mean that you have to hate each other, that there's like this bad blood. That it doesn't have to be all of that.
We just don't vibe.
Yes.
That's the thing. People just don't vibe.
But that's okay.
That's
and
okay.
I will say on this last reunion that we filmed, I was feeling pressure to say like that I would sit on the couch with Brianna. And it's like, I don't have beef with her. Like, I don't care. It's water under the bridge at this point, but I still don't want to be in your presence. Like, I can wish you the best of luck and genuinely mean that, but not want to be around you. Absolutely. Like, I don't, and that's a boundary. Like, it's a boundary that I'm setting, and that's not something that I would be interested in, but I hope that you guys have a great life. I hope that y'all are all eating, just not here at my table.
Right.
That's it. So, we can move on.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, if you just look at your life in general, like, were you friends with everybody in elementary school? No. Were you friends with everybody in middle school? No. Were you friends with everybody in high school, college? No. Like, no. And that's okay. You don't have to like everybody. I'm sure MTV, when they decided to put Teen Mom 2 together, or 16 and Pregnant, they didn't go to each individual girl and say, hey, do you think you're going to get along with her? Like, that's not how...
I don't think that anyone knew what this was going to be, but now that we have kind of established, like, Leah is one of my closest friends now. Like, I would love to like go on a vacation with like you, Leah, you, like Lindsie, and them to film it. And so like it's just like so much that I feel like they could get without like forcing it down.
I say that's the future of
we just should be like, hey, we're gonna go on vacation. Lindsie, Ashley, me, Leah, whoever else from any other show or our Bad Moms Club.
Because now there is a relationship. Like you and I feel like you have been. I don't know what the fuck people's problem is with you. You've always been cool. You've always been cool with me. You know what I'm saying? People's like, oh, you're cool with Kail? Yeah! Kail's always been fucking cool as shit. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there is opportunity for us to, like, get together, what's the word I'm looking for? Naturally. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Without it feeling like...
Like a genuine like a genuine...
And show a genuine, conversation. But it absolutely doesn't have to be... you don't have to get along with everybody. And I mean, that's just the fact. I mean, we need to be able to get along enough to make this motherfucking check. Okay? And then once the check is signed in cash, I mean, that's it, bitch. Go home and do what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But as long as the check says our names, I mean, I don't see the problem.
Like, I
can't void my last check because I'm just causing all kinds of shit.
And I don't even think it's an intentional thing. You know, it's a... this is part of y'all's lives, and the podcast is something that we do, that we've done since 2017, and there's really never been an issue until whatever today, I guess. Like, I don't know, but I think that we're gonna maybe go and ride, what do they call them, go-karts?
ATVs.
Oh,
go-karts.
Girl, Lindsie babe. Lindsie babe.
Ashley's gonna be slinging sand on us tomorrow because we're gonna try to go ride ATVs with her. Are you down?
I'm down.
So wait, Ashley, tell us. So you filmed your first season with Teen Mom.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like compared to Young and Pregnant? And is your story covered similarly?
I say yes. I was concerned in the aspect of like you guys being so established and me still kind of
figuring it out.
Yeah. I didn't want to be by default the messiest one on the show just because, you know, I'm still getting it together. And I was very concerned about that, you know, but honestly, I feel like, I mean, we all might have different things, but none of us have it together.
No, I got 3 baby dads, baby girl. I am
trying to
still figuring it out.
To figure it out. And listen, for those who say, "Oh, you got 3 baby," bitch, your mama had 6. Okay, your mama had 6. So let's
6 or sex.
Let's not just
both
6 and sex. Okay,
that's another shirt.
Let's not go there.
That's a new brand, actually.
Let's not
6 and sex.
go there, okay? Because honestly, we're all just doing the best we can with what the fuck we got. I mean, when I got pregnant, there wasn't a guarantee that I was gonna be on MTV. Like I said, I was in a house with no running water and no heat. Okay, so I mean, I was just like, well, do I keep this baby?
Yeah.
Or do I try to get my life together?
Did you struggle with deciding?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I also did.
Absolutely. Because
and I was on my
come
4th.
from a family who's like looking at me like, listen, you're going to be done. We're done with you if you do this. And then there's me. And I'm looking at Bar like, he's not what you guys haven't even gave him a chance. Because we're from different lifestyles doesn't mean you have to write him out. You just have to give him more support. And not my mom so much, but like my grandparents, they were not fucking having it. So there was a time when I was like, am I doing the right thing? I'm sacrificing everything for, this. And, thank God it worked out. But I certainly didn't have a guaranteed MTV check when I got pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I know what the fuck I was going to do. I got the MTV card when I was at Denny's spending my last $5 to eat a fucking omelet. Okay?
An omelet? Was it a farmer's omelet?
Whatever Denny's special was at the time, that's what the fuck I was having.
So do you have a relationship with your grandparents now?
It's rebuilding.
It is.
I think it took me to get in school, get my associates, to show them that I'm serious about my life and I'm not shitting on all the work that they have done. I'm going to be honest. They put me in private schools, private lessons, private everything. So they spent a lot of money to kind of make sure I didn't come home with someone like Bar. And so they were expecting me to come with a doctor. And I think it took me showing them that I'm serious about my life and going to be moving up as opposed to like in the gutter for them to support my decisions.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're rebuilding because that's hard.
Can you walk us through, or have you ever covered on either show that you've been on, your backstory on making the decision to keep Holly or not? Have you ever covered that?
Mm-mm.
You want to talk to us about it?
I said it. I did say it. I don't know if they aired it, but I did say it. It was a genuine, I was young, and plus I was a stripper. Okay, so I was a partier. Let's be transparent here. So having a baby meant that everything I was doing had to change.
So you were stripping when you got pregnant with Holly?
No, I was stripping in Vegas about 6 months before I ever got pregnant.
Okay.
But my lifestyle was just, I didn't have a responsibility. I didn't need to be, I didn't have a single bill. My parents, they all still paid my bills. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't have anyone to answer to.
Right.
So me having a kid meant, all that's over.
Right.
All
because
that
you're going to need help.
changes.
You're going to be around your family. You want them to be in your daughter's life.
Absolutely.
So you have to change and make.
And so I had to determine, am I woman enough to woman up and to do this? Because I don't want to have a kid and be like, here, mom, I'm out. Take care of your grandkid. And so that's why I'm so on my daughter, because I am a young parent and I am a black parent. People also think, black moms and young moms are fucking ratchet. And yeah, I am. But my kid isn't. So you know what? That's the gold ticket.
Right.
The gold ticket is that I put all the effort I have into my kid.
So your family was paying your bills and stuff all the way up until you got pregnant with Holly. And then at that point, they basically not only emotionally cut you off, but financially cut you off.
Yeah.
Because you made the decision that you made to keep her, or because you were pregnant?
I think it was because I was with this guy who they deemed to be less than. Not only was I with this guy, but now I had his baby. And so everything that they dreamt for me, they saw stopping. They didn't see me having her and still getting my degree and still pushing. They saw that as like, well, damn, bitch, can I get a refund on all the private fucking lessons your dumbass got? Because they clearly didn't work.
Right.
So I feel like that's where they were coming from. And so I feel like it was, I'm going to be honest, it was a lot of my decisions that made them feel like, okay, we can't support this.
Right.
I was stripping, I was running behind this guy they didn't deem worthy. I wasn't coming home, answering calls. I was completely irresponsible. And because of that, they kind of felt like their hands were tied.
Exactly. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, because that's not for me to decide, but as a parent, I could understand why they felt that way. Yeah. because I mean, I feel that way now with, I mean, Isaac's 11, but some of the choices that he makes now, I'm just like, I don't understand. So no, I wouldn't cut him off, but like you get what I mean. And when Holly gets to be older, you're going to understand too.
If Isaac went to Vegas and started
stripping,
stringing slong and thunder down
slinging
under,
schlong.
I don't know if you would want to pay his bills. You know?
I've seen a Thunder Down Under show. I don't want my son doing it, but
right, what I'm saying. So I mean, you know, but I definitely feel like they didn't know what to do. And then the TV aspect came in, and they're very much like, if there's drama going on, it's going to go on behind the doors, not in front. And so once that happened, they really were like, okay.
How did they feel when you were like, I'm going to go on Teen Mom too?
I stopped talking to my grandparents for just probably up until this year.
Oh, wow. So now you're rebuilding now.
Yeah. And we're in a state where it's like I don't really speak to them, but I do get flowers dropped off, and I do get edible arrangements dropped off, and I do call, and you know, I just try to make an effort to show them that I do appreciate everything they've done for me. Like, I don't take that for granted. And I'm trying to give my daughter an inkling of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so we're just now in that space. But it was a long time where they weren't, I don't think they deemed me worthy of their time or affection, or I don't know.
What do you think it took for them to come back around, or was it a mutual thing? Was it also you?
It was also me. I think I had to grow up and understand, like, they were looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Yeah. And I had to put myself in their shoes and say, okay, if that was my daughter and she brought home this questionable guy, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then she got pregnant, and then she's stripping, you know, all this stuff that we haven't seen of her. So I feel like it took me to put myself in their shoes to understand where they were coming from. Sure. And I had to issue an apology. Like, you know, I wasn't mature enough to understand
their perspective,
how things were going on about me. And I was so caught up in whatever I got going on that I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And it took me to have a kid to really say, okay, I understand where you guys are coming from. Yeah. I might not do it that way, right, but I get it.
Yep. Actually, my grandparents were very well-to-do. My mom, most people don't know that. They wrote me out of the will and did all of that prior to me getting on 16 and pregnant. And then they never knew that I was on 16 and pregnant, but I never was able to like rebuild that relationship. And so I'm glad that you are having that chance to do that. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you don't want, my grandparents died thinking that I was like problem child, like all of these things. So if you have the time to like rebuild, definitely put the effort into it.
Yeah. I'm trying.
And I think also too, we're all moms, so we have dreams for our children.
Absolutely.
You can't say as a mom that you don't have dreams for each of your kids, right? And I think sometimes a lot of when people get in hard situations with their kids, that the emotional reaction is to maybe to shut them out because they think that it's going to give them what they want, or it's going to maybe change the child's mind because they're being rejected. But I don't really agree with that approach. But you also, as a parent, can't say what you would do until you're in that situation, right? So it's easy to say, oh, well, I wouldn't do that, but I also haven't been there.
Right. That's a good point. That's actually a really good point. I think about that now. But I will say that I think all of us have been through so much in our lifetime now that we're going to have, our grandparents were raised very differently than us, and they raised our parents very differently than we're being raised. So I think that we will be able to love our kids through it more than shutting them out. So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It was just very different, generational, like different timing, different parenting styles. I mean, now you think of like gentle parenting with understanding, parenting that is just very different.
But and before it was kids are seen and not heard. Especially in the Black community. Exactly. You don't have an opinion. You're a kid. Yep. So I think now I'm very into what my kid has to say. Because I want her to feel like she can come to me and say, hey, Mom,
yep,
this is how I feel.
This is a safe spot for you, a safe space for you to come to me.
Strict parents like that make sneaky kids. Because I couldn't connect like that, I did strip. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't come home. I did see these people. I was doing all because I couldn't tell you. Right. And I couldn't be myself.
100%.
So I had two separate worlds. And when they collided, my parents couldn't understand.
Right. Yeah. No, I that's something that I'm struggling with now as Isaac is getting older. He's 11 and a half. And I know that it's dumb shit, but like he'll I don't know, maybe like sneak a snack upstairs, right? Like dumb shit. You don't have to be sneaky around me. I want to create this, like, I'm very understanding. Open as long as you clean up your mess. Like, I don't care if you want to eat in your room. I feel like that's fine. Like, that's just me, how I feel. But you don't need to sneak. Like, be open. Let's communicate. Let's talk about it. Let's have a safe space so that you don't have to lie to me, because I never want my child to be in a situation where they could get in so much trouble or something happen and they can't come to me and now they're lying to me about it, or I can't have your back if I don't know the truth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I want to create that space for my kids, and that's not something that I had growing up. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, he doesn't eat in his room usually, but that was the only excuse. That's the only example I had.
I agree with
that. But you get what I mean.
Yeah,
you know
my biological dad has never really been consistent, but I can say the one thing about him is he's very much so like, listen, if you're gonna smoke weed, I want you to know the good weed. And I want you to know where to get the good weed.
And probably do it at home.
Yeah, and I want you to know how to smoke weed. And don't smoke anyone's weed that you didn't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that kind of parent. Because you're going to do it. It's just about how much I know. Right. And I would rather be in your business than to show you out and pretend like you're not doing any of it. And then you're fucked up. You know, my dad was like, if you ever get too drunk. I remember the first time I ever got drunk, I was in a house full of fucking guys. Oh, my God. Me and my girls, I took my car. I didn't have a license. I had a permit. Okay. Drove it all the way. You took a car
with a permit.
Well, my dad bought me a car when I was 16 and I had a permit. And so, yeah, girl, got my homegirls. We went to this party. First time I ever did beer pong. And we did beer pong with beer, tequila, Hennessy. I mean, all of it. And so I was fucked up, okay? And I was just so rough to call my dad and be like, Dad, this is the address. And he did. In front of in a house full of guys. My dad came and got me. And I didn't get in trouble. He was like, you know what? I'm very happy that you called me in that moment and that you felt safe enough to call me because you could have gotten in the car out or drove,
got killed.
So him and my grandpa came and got me, and they were like, yeah, your punishment is having a hangover. Write it out.
Now you got natural consequences. In the beginning, when I first became a mom, I felt like I would like yell or like grounding, take things away. You know what I mean? I mean, even now, up until I learned about natural consequences, like you don't want to wear a jacket outside,
be cold.
Be cold. Yeah. If you get sick, you get sick.
Yeah.
But 100% the drunk thing is such an important, like, I want my kids to call me if they're ever in a predicament where they did something they shouldn't, because we all fuck up. Every last one of us we fuck up. Even as adults, as mama 4, I fuck up. And the other thing is apologizing to your kids. Oh, yes. That's something that I feel like as a mom, like I'm learning to do. Like if I snap on my kids because there's just like a lot going on, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And explain to them, I'm sorry, this is why, and I'll try not to do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's how you keep it open. You know, if you don't ever explain to your kid that you have faults too, you know what I'm saying, then they don't understand. You know, they don't understand that mom has paid all these bills today. She's dealt with all of these things today, and she just is fucking tired, okay? They don't get that. So when you snap with them, they're like, oh, shit, she's tripping. And then when you come back and you're like, listen, I have a lot going on, baby. It's not you. They don't internalize that anger.
Right.
They can understand that there's something else at play here. And they don't, you know, they go off. But when you make them feel like it's them, then they do internalize it. You have to say sorry to your kids.
I always say that it's best when if you're in a relationship and your kids see you, they can't always see you happy in that relationship because it's setting them up for unrealistic expectations. And I had a friend growing up that never knew that like her parents had any problems. Like they never argued in front of the kids, nothing. And not that I'm advocating for arguing in front of your kids and having toxic relationships, but I also feel like there are certain things that are okay and healthy to have disagreements in front of your children because they see that everything's not just like sunshine and rainbows all the time.
Yeah. What did you say just now?
God damn it, Kail.
Fuck me. I don't know.
Don't. Fuck. I can't fuck you. I'm in a relationship.
Are you sure? Oh, that's right. You're right.
Kail, turn the camera off. Turn the camera off.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. Damn it! It was
saying
good.
Sorry to your kids. We're talking about saying sorry to your kids.
Fuck. I don't know. That's other shit that I wish they would film about on TV. Not that I ever want to yell at my kids on TV, but like, I have been working so hard in therapy, and like truly I follow all these accounts like Parenting with Understanding, High Impact Club, like all of that stuff is like, I wish they focused on that too, because as young parents, especially being on a show like this, we are not just like flying by the seat of our pants, you know, like it's learning, and I want to do better, right? Like I just want to parent my kids better than I was parented. I still can't remember what I was going to say, but that was that.
I feel like as a viewer though, not being on the show, like strictly as a viewer, I've seen that in you.
You have?
Kail, I watched you since the beginning, babe.
Well, shit.
You don't deserve sunlight? I mean, what the fuck do you mean?
I deserve to live in a cave.
I mean, what do you mean? Okay, I saw it, and so you have given. You've given your boys more than. Come on. I've seen.
I feel the growth. I do. It might be small. It's small changes, small progress, but I feel it. And so it sucks that like people think that I'm supposed, because I'm in therapy and I talk about mental health and I talk about therapy all the time, I'm never supposed to fuck up again.
No.
That's not the way it works. I have 18 months under my belt of therapy to undo 28 fucking years of trauma. Yeah. So I'm going to still fuck up, but it's how I bounce back from them.
Absolutely.
It's not lashing out. It's not trying to fight anyone. It's not me, cussing people out. Mm-hmm. It's not me, there are ways to make progress, but still, you know what I mean? Like it's how I bounce back. And I think that's why when I earlier in this episode, when I talked about like the boundary and like not being around Brianna, is like, again, like there's no beef. I just don't want to be around you, and that's a boundary. That is something that I do not want to set myself up for. Unpredictability. I can control myself and I can control my actions. I can't control somebody else's. Right. So I do not want to put myself in a situation where I could potentially do something to get myself out of character, and I don't want to do it. So I definitely will say that.
But that's growth. And it takes you to know that.
Yeah.
People think because my mom's a pastor, I'm not going to cuss you the fuck out and pray tomorrow. Bitch, yes, I will.
Tomorrow.
Yes, I will. Okay? Her being a pastor don't got shit to do with me. But people don't see, the correlation. They don't see the growth. You're in therapy. Bitch, you should be a changed woman. It only takes one session, Kail. Yes, now, you better figure it out, okay? Sure. I mean, you're 20... however long years of living life before you did therapy doesn't matter, because you're in therapy now and you should change.
And I feel like when you go to therapy too, that it's a continuation, right? Like Absolutely. You're not fixed over one therapy session. And for me personally, and I know for you too, that you start to look forward to therapy. And we've actually talked about is it an unhealthy relationship with therapy that you feel like dependent on it yeah. almost.
Well, you have to give yourself time to learn how to implement the tools you learn. You know what I'm saying? But you
also have to be committed. So like, and I've said it a million times on both of my podcasts, is like, there are people who go to therapy and say that they go to therapy, but there are people who go to therapy and are committed to the work. I do not like sitting in therapy and telling my therapist every fucking thing that I do, and one, being embarrassed about some of the things that I do and say, and two, some of the feedback that she gives me, it fucking sucks. Mm-hmm. But I cannot stand I go to therapy ass motherfucker and is not truly using the tools, right? Like I can't get behind it. You
have to be serious, and you have to
be ready
to implement those things that you learn. Like for me, I did some therapy, and I did some therapy ass bitch. Yes, I am. I did some therapy. Okay. But I learned something from that. I used to, if you watch me on Get Pregnant, girl, oh my God, I'd be like, bitch, did you really say that?
Oh, I've seen some questionable shit.
But now I don't. Yeah. And that's because in therapy I learned everything that you think you don't have to say. It took me a second.
It's hard. I'm the same way.
It took me a second to understand. Even if it's true, you don't have to say it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What is the saying?
What is it?
Didn't your mom ever teach you if you
don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
No.
Yeah.
She didn't teach me that shit. She told me to say what I want to say, what I have to say.
Say it.
Sorry.
Stop. I didn't learn that. And then you're praying on Sunday.
I'm praying on Sunday. Because you know one thing about it? I'm not God, babe. I'm going to try to be like him, but I'm not him. Right. So, yes, I will fuck you up. And you know what the Bible also says? I can pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it. I'm not the Lord. I'm not perfect. So if you come at me and I come at you, understand. You're not dealing with Jesus, bitch. Okay? You're dealing with Ashley. And I got to go talk to Jesus about how to talk to you.
Facts.
Oh
but
my
you gonna
God.
get my real reaction first. Then once the Holy Spirit touches me, bing, I might have a different reaction.
Redo this, right?
So wait,
But I ain't gonna make no promises.
you guys, where is Teen Mom even in the season? Like, I record it, but I haven't watched it in, like I told you, like a year. So where are you guys? Like, finale?
I think we're on episode 4 or 5.
I don't know. Jay just got a BBL. What episode is that?
Bitch!
I'm not being shady. I'm just saying I saw the preview. So I don't really watch it either because once you're on it, I don't want to watch.
I want to say we're on
myself.
episode 4 or 5
yeah.
because I just did VO for 6 and 7.
Okay. That makes sense.
In your opinion, do you think we're gonna get another season?
If you hire me as editor and director, probably. You know what? I'm hopeful. I'm gonna be real. I have a relationship both ways. I have a contract with MTV and I have a relationship with you. I want to see everybody's pocketbook skyrocket. You know what I'm saying? And so I hope so. But I also feel like we're in a different space than we used to be. Like you said, Teen Mom is now something you never could have saw it becoming. And so we might have to make some adjustments to kind of get in with the times now because,
I just think with social media and like real life and kind of being in the public eye for so long, I mean, even you've been on a couple years now too, we talk to other people on other shows. Like that is a part of the territory, right? So in my opinion, I feel like we should be making more efforts to, Lindsie was on Chrisley Knows Best. I feel like we should have, she's a huge part of my life. She should be on more on Teen Mom too. I think that we should be doing more crossovers with other MTV shows, Viacom shows, like all of that. And so we are not teen parents anymore, and we have built things outside of the show. And so I wish that they would focus on that and all of the stuff would unfold. Like if we got together to film, if this was for MTV, how much would actually come out that they could fucking air? Right. You know what I mean? Like it would just naturally come out because it's catching up.
Kail, I think that it's going to take them a little time to get with the times. You're out, I'm not going to say you're out here in these streets, girl, but you're out here in these streets. Yeah, you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Versus you being an exec that's really, out of touch with like what's really going on. So I think it's just taking them a second to analyze that we are now in a different space with social media, with everything, that there might need to be a little bit more fluidity between everybody in order to kind of
on that point, I think that might be one of the reasons why cable is dying out is because social media is
so prevalent,
taking over everything, and it's instant, right? It's like podcast, right? You can record it on the same day and release it on the same day. And with TV, it was filmed months and months ago before it ever gets released, so it's not really caught up. So it's already backdated, not even touching the fact of needing to get with the times. You know what I'm saying?
I also think that there's no, like the amount of money that they spend on like reunions and things, that money could go towards us getting together for promo content. Nobody's if we are on Jersey Shore or Jersey Shore people come on our show or we go on messiness or ridiculousness or this, that, and the third, we're all going to cross promote each other's shows, power in numbers. So, and we're not doing any promo for it, right? Like we used to do all kinds of promo shit. Nobody's doing that anymore. Why are we not getting Instagram shit, reels, all like funny shit to promote the show or to promote scenes that are on the show? Like it's just like weird to me that we are the quote unquote talent and we're coming up with these ideas and the networks can't get it together. It would be a lot cheaper to do an Instagram reel, get together, me and you get together and do an Instagram reel for the new Teen Mom episode and like quote like old ass lines from the show or something and do like funny shit to promote the show than it is to put a fucking TV commercial up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. It's not that hard to figure out.
I think though that what you're saying is true. And I think that we can make that happen if we just take the reins. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we're not teens anymore. I'm not living in a trap house. Okay, I got some coin, cha-ching, bitch, and I can fly to you. You can fly to me. Right. I know you. It's not like I don't know you. I have to meet you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and I feel like there is potential for them to get more because you and me talking would be more than you giving a diary cam, anyways.
Facts.
Because we're just vibing. You know what I'm saying? And it just comes off just so much more easy. Yeah. And so I think that needs to be the way that we're.
I think TV in general, when they have a basically like a platform of how they want to do the show, that I don't know if it's more of like a scared thing that they don't want to break outside of that in fear of what it could do, but also you're risking the chance of it not doing anything if you stay stagnant, right?
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's the fear of them glorifying teen pregnancy.
So that's the only thing that I think of is like, okay, because we were teen parents, but
I'm not gonna
unfortunately,
be punished, bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
then I mean, let's move on.
That's how I feel. It's like, okay, we can't be sitting here and we were teen parents
and we went through it.
We did.
We went through what being a teen parent was.
When are they going to acknowledge that we've been on TV for 10 years and this is not being a teen parent is not it. Like, they created this for us. Why can't we then go on messiness, ridiculousness, Jersey Shore, whatever other things that they do? Like, it just, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I feel like I have so many ideas, but I think you're right. I think we just do it. I think we do. Like, Leah is going to meet me down in Dominican Republic, and we're just going to film. Emily's going to come film just like fun stuff. And I think it's just doing stuff on our own and showing numbers on social media.
I think that one episode of us hanging out would do better than 12 episodes of us individually crying on the couch. Sorry.
Not crying on the couch.
I'm so sorry.
Honestly, though, I feel like
that.
No. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. No, but seriously, I mean, I feel like there's so much that we could do with it, and like, I don't know. We don't get enough credit for the ideas that we have, and. I mean, I remember I pitched years and years ago. I was like, why doesn't the Teen Mom 2 cast go on vacation? They turned around and they put the OG cast on vacation. And we never, like, that was my idea.
And it was a snooze fest.
Oh.
I mean, I want to teach you guys how to bounce your ass.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
want to pour a shot.
I was like, it was my idea to send the cast on a vacation together.
See, I think that would be so much fun, and you would get people's true personalities by doing that, because people let loose on vacation.
And the drama will come, babe. The drama will come because the alcohol's flowing. People don't know how to act when they get on.
Has anybody ever seen Real Housewives? Really, any Bravo show? That's really how they kind of do it. All they do
is get together and fucking start drama. I'd be like, are you bitches gonna keep having parties for this?
I want you to like hand select people for me to like go on a date with.
Oh my god,
that would be me and Leah, because Leah also I think would do it for fun. But just like
that would be amazing,
because I need like a very I have a very specific type in a man and a woman. Okay, like I need. But it would be so fucking funny for like you to pick out people for me and Leah.
It would.
Like you and Lindsie, because y'all also that would be so funny. It's like, hey, MTV, we're gonna go out by Ashley, and Ashley and Lindsie are gonna pick out hand select men.
We're gonna be the host of this, and we are going to hand select. We'll have a casting call. Like a men's casting call.
Speed dating.
And I will be like, yeah, I don't think you're going to work. And then Ashley...
I'm going to give you a nickname. Like, what's your nickname going to be? Little Hands. I'm going to call you Little Hands.
That's going to be Ashley.
I didn't want to say that, Kail, but you got what the insinuation was.
We're not going to be looking at their, like,
no,
names.
Pull them out. I need to... No. I am not doing... No, pull it out. Put it on the table. So I can make a determination right now, because we're not doing all this.
Okay, well, I'm not looking at that part.
Well, I'll close your goddamn eyes.
I will close my eyes, but I'm going to be like, yeah, I just don't... I'm so sorry, honey, but I just don't think that you're Kail or Leah's type. And then Ashley's going to tell him to do all that jazz.
I mean, like, you can stay because your dick is 12 inches, but...
She literally said that earlier today. Oh my god. I won't tell the full story, but she was like 12-inch dick. So that's so funny. Everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle.
You can stay because you got 12 inches, but babe, you might be eliminated because you're ugly. I don't know.
Listen,
I don't know.
Right now, y'all are going to have to take the podcast because my phone's blowing up about the podcast right now. So
I'm scared. Okay, we're not even... Okay, so we're going to play a little game really quick because I think we played this game before. It's not super fun, but like it's a little fun. All right, so are you a Lindsie or are you a Kail? And I'm going to give you like different
Scenarios.
Well, like probably things, and then you
Okay.
tell me what you are. Okay. So Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Starbucks.
That's a Kail. Pink or black?
Pink.
That's a Lindsie. Okay. I'm trying to think. What else can we do? Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
That's me. That's a Kail. Okay. Animal print or like stripes, flowers, florals, things like that.
Animal, baby.
Okay. That's a me. That's for sure me.
Animal.
Okay. This one is one that we always say is like adventure on vacation or poolside on vacation.
Adventure.
She's a Kail. She's a Kail.
Cave diving,
Yeah.
bitch.
Yes.
Fuck the bed. I have a bed at home.
Lindsay's like, I'll be poolside with my mojito, and I'm
You
like,
know what? There
catch me
are some
ziplining.
vacations for that. Like if I'm going, some vacations I do want a Lindsie. Some
Okay.
vacations I want to Kail. Depends on where we're going. If
Right.
we're going to like Costa Rica, Jamaica, I want to go see. I want to go out. If we're going to Vegas, girl, I ain't going out there with them people. I'm going to be right here poolside.
Vegas, I'm poolside.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
But like Dominican Republic, I'm going cave diving.
There you go.
Like I'm jumping in
There's
the cave.
certain places for certain things. I feel like if we
100%.
go, if we're really traveling, girl, yes, I definitely want to see what it has to offer. But if
Yeah.
we're going to like Vegas, Miami, yeah, I'm probably gonna poolside.
Poolside.
I don't give a shit to be in the streets.
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck. But so in Costa Rica, I went like on this crazy adventure in the fucking jungle, zip lined, hiked, rappelled off a mountain, like waterfalls. Like it was amazing. And I am the type to get up at like 6 a.m. on vacation, like in a cool place. And then I want to be back at the hotel by like 7 to like eat dinner, chill out, and do adventure the next day. But like Vegas, Miami, even here, like catch me poolside. I'm
Yeah,
probably not going to go
absolutely.
do shit, but I would go do ATVs. I would do that
That's
because
what
that's like
we do
chill.
out here.
Yeah, totally. But thank you so much for coming on. Lindsie had to step out and take a phone call because we're in trouble. But I'm let's plan a vacation or some type of get together. We'll invite Lindsie,
Let's
bar,
go.
everyone can come, and
Devoyne.
we'll film. Emily can come film everything, and then we'll hand it to MTV and be like, here you go. TV Gold.
Maybe they'll want to come.
I don't know.
You know. I mean, listen, they built this show, and now some of us are friends. Some of us
Right.
do really care for each other, and I think that's something to show.
Oh,
I'd
100%.
rather them show us on vacation and them show you and Brianna fighting. Like you said, you have an empire. You got. I mean, we're all
Like you
grown
said,
here. We don't
the
need to be
shit
doing
will
that.
come on its own.
It
We will
will.
have drama to talk about, but let it come up organically. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, tell us where we can find your social media, your podcast, anything that you want to share. Share it.
I'm Ashley Siren on social media. I shoot the shit on a podcast called I Need Wine Podcast. It's not anything serious, we're drunk half the time. So, we need wine. And yeah, if you want to see me cooking, I cook on the Siren Pot.
Yes, that's awesome. Actually, we should film a segment of you cooking, like we
I'm a
did
cooker.
with Devoyne.
Oh, I thought me and Devoyne could get together and really make a fucking meal for you guys.
That would be so. I tried his wings and they were so good.
I got the mac and cheese and the greens and everything.
Oh,
else, and he'll get
I'm
the
all
wings.
over the mac and cheese. So let's do that. I think we should set that up.
Let's
like
do it.
imagine like a Thanksgiving special.
Oh my god!
See? But MTV don't know shit.
Already. What the fuck, Kail? Bitch, let's do it. Let's go now.
See? But MTV would never. So we got to do it on our own.
Thanksgiving special.
A Thanksgiving special.
I like it.
I love it. We could all meet up in like it doesn't have to be on Thanksgiving. It could be like the day
No.
after,
Yeah,
the day
yeah.
before, the week of, whatever. Air it on Thanksgiving or the day after and
Get a little Airbnb. Devon and I will go in there and fucking chef it up.
Honestly,
and we'll sit at
though.
a table and fucking break bread.
like could you yes. We'll bring the Team Mom cast together.
I like it.
I'm just saying. All right. Well, thank you for coming on. And sorry, Lindsie would not be on this closing out, but we love you. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.